I plan on crossing the street, not in... So DJI and GoPro about to compete for our love once again. Will we be reasonable with our demands? I tell you, GoPro 10 leaks, DJI Action 2 leaks. What do they really need to capture my heart and yours?
All I want is the perfect camera. All I want is the perfect camera.
So we're on the little DJI Osmo Action. I tell you, I had to pounce. I saw a used deal. It was like $240-ish plus tax Canadian. That was fantastic. So I was like, you know what? Small Rig reached out to me. That got more dramatic than it needed to be. But Small Rig reached out with their cage. I don't have it yet, but in theory, you can put 52mm filter threads. You know what I meant. And so a Black Pro mist filter on there, can you imagine that? Am I in focus? No, I'm not. First, little rant, and then we'll get into what each camera needs. I didn't buy this originally. I tried it, but I'm not in focus here. The minimum focus distance is pretty far, but honestly, it doesn't really matter. Like, who cares? Oh no, my skin is softer and more beautiful. It's like, oh, fantastic. When it comes to like, what's the better company? DJI. Why did that take so long? It was supposed to be a dramatic... In my opinion, the GoPro is the superior camera. It looks better in almost every way. It's sharper, has more features. Like, it does crush the DJI, which is old, to be fair. Like, we got some amazing technology in here that works 40% of the time. When you press record, you never know if you're gonna have to freeze the thing. You don't have to actually freeze it. Like, look how dark I get on DJI. For some reason, it's auto exposure just... None of them are good, but... The GoPro is the better camera, but it glitches, it freezes, you never know what's gonna happen, and if you get the media mod, it makes things 10 times worse. Like, it can't handle whatever it's trying to do. So in my opinion, with the GoPro 10, they need to come out straight up and just apologize to us, and while crying. They need to cry and say, I'm sorry. We tried, there was a lot of pressure on us. We're just surfers. We don't know what we're doing. We promised too much. Our circuit boards, they can't handle it. We're so sorry. We bought some new ones. It should work now. That's all they have to focus on. I don't care that they're doing 4K 120p if it doesn't work. Oh, 5K 60p. It's a first. It doesn't work. If it doesn't work, the thing's gonna freeze and glitch. You have nothing. So that has to be addressed. You can't just come out with something new like, oh, we have all these new specs, 2K 240p. It's like, thank you. Does it work? Now, to be fair, sometimes it does work. Like, I've got plenty of comments from people who bought a GoPro 9 and they never have problems. It's the quality control that we're dealing with here. Some, like, it never works. Others, it's fine. And by the way, this little Sonova mic adapter, fantastic. I am loving this thing. Even though it's like not the best image quality, it's so tiny, and I can get my external audio. It's almost right in there. One of you, either GoPro 10 or DJI Action 2, should have a mic jack right in, so we don't need these adapters. If you don't, this better still work on the Action 2. Don't make me buy some new adapter. No media mods. Bullshit. So on paper, it looks like the GoPro 10 has the better specs. It usually does, but they can't actually deliver them. They have 4K 120p, Action doesn't. 2K 240p, nope. But I didn't see them reaching for the stars with the 480 frames, while DJI Action's doing a 960 frames per second potentially. That's what it said in Chinese. I can read it. It's probably 200p resolution, I don't know. Hopefully it's decent and usable. Some like upscaled 1080p, or at least 480 frames. Something new and magic. I can just tell you, I'm excited about this DJI Action 2, whereas the GoPro, I have to hear them say something like, we fixed everything. Before that, like, I don't care what your specs say. But for both of these, you have to decide whether or not you're an action cam or a vlogging cam. There's differences. The only reason I like action cams because they're so light, they're stable, it's easy. And then I can tuck this right in there when I'm done. Yeah, that's light. But here's the thing, as we demand bigger and bigger sensors, there's gonna be a shallower depth of field. So you have to decide, like, do we want this focal plane in focus? Because if it's action cam, you want the world in focus. It's different. So you can't just say like, we want, oh, a 1-inch sensor, come on. It's not gonna happen. I don't think either of them are gonna make a bigger size because they're both trying to be action cams. Still, nobody's designed a vlogging cam. That should have a bigger sensor, but still be all light and portable and fun.
We're in 4K 48p, but I'm talking faster and I slowed it down and you can't even notice.
So while I would like a bigger sensor, I think you go too big, then it's too shallow, and then you don't know, can we do a little manual focus lens thing? Just like a flip that makes it very simple and dumbed down. Like a little switch that points to me or the background. And it's just like a very simple, if I'm on a skateboard and showing that way, we flip it to this side. And that's in focus. Skateboarders are stupid. They break their limbs on purpose. They're not gonna get it. The switch is too much for them. I'm dark. DJI, this is what you have to fix. Expose for me. You have face? Oh man, I'll leave. And one thing I don't think I'm fully on board with is the DJI Action 2 has a flip-up screen. You may have just complicated things way unnecessarily. First, what cage is gonna work with that? None. So now I don't get my fun filters. Where's my Black Pro Mist filter? Can't even have it in there. Mic jack on the side. Come on now. And it's kind of distracting. I like having the tiny screen that I barely look at. Just the odd time I'll notice I'm dark. I'm bright. I don't think any skateboarder is gonna want a flip up screen like that, not a surfer. It's gonna break off. The whole thing's dead on impact. But if it's just for vlogging, then I could get used to it. It's not perfect, but thank you. It's different than this. You have to press a button. That might be better. Flip up, oh, turn around, boom, bam. The problem with both these cameras is they're reaching for the specs. You can already see it. DJI's doing 6K now. Do we need that? No. Give me more dynamic range, please. That's what I want. I want a shotgun mic right in there. Where's my shotgun mic? Built in. Tiny little nub with wind stuff, fluff on it. That guy distracted me. He was looking at me. He turned his truck off. He's gonna kill me. So technically I want less megapixels for the increased dynamic range. GoPro just shot it up a notch again to 23 megapixels. Probably same sensor size, 1.2 over 3 inches of a 1/1. Not gonna lie to you, I want that chandelier, even though I'd get electrocuted trying to plug it in. Those car mats could come in handy for my scooter. We hit the jackpot today. I'll be back. There's a box across the street. There's a water bottle in there and a tiny plate. Oh wow. But what I'm saying is focus on the usability and upgrade that. Upgrade our user experience instead of going for the highest specs, like unlimited recording. This thing shuts off after 4 gig files, I think. Like it keeps creating new ones, but come on, man, one file. One long ass file, unlimited recording, 10-bit, please. And give me a huge battery in there. I don't care if it increases the size of the camera. Like I think this thing, it looks like it's almost done. I haven't even started. Give me a break. I think that Sonova thing sucks the life out of it like a vampire. Trying to hear my ass. Come on now. It would be nice if we could put regular filters on, but we leave that to the third-party companies like Ulanzi and Small Rig to create cages. Lightweight cages, small rig with your iron cast frickin' shit. Something, then put a Black Pro Mist on there, ND filter. And let us tweak some color profiles in here. I noticed GoPro and DJI, they give us nothing. Usually 2, it's either flat or goofy. It ain't right. Why don't we have a bunch of different emulations and black and white and movie mode and underwater and sketch mode, truck mode. I'll be honest with you, I don't think I like DJI color science. It's weird. It's kind of purpley. I don't know, man. We're in flat or Cine D, whatever that is. Let's switch to DJI colors. Did things get worse or better? I think dynamic range gets lower. We're not in focus anymore. I don't know, I think I prefer GoPro colors. It's a weird thing to say, but GoPro is pleasing to the face. I notice if you have too much sky in the shot, they don't expose for you very well. You have to have like just a tiny bit of sky, and then you're good. But yeah, it would be nice to have like those Fuji simulations in there. Emulations? Give me a Eterna, classic neg. Just rip them off, steal them hard. But at least let me adjust contrast, saturation, sharpness, and then I can have something that I at least tried to make myself. When it comes for what I'm hoping for, I just want that 960 frames per second. Even slower, I want the 480p. And if you can go higher with some freaky shit technology in there, I'm more excited about the DJI. So DJI has to steal some GoPro features like horizon leveling. That ain't right. When I use my hyperlapse, it's all over the place. And exposure, just focus on the basics. Smooth exposure adjustments. Focusing on my face at all times. Blow out the sky if you gotta. I don't mind it. But the two reasons I got the DJI over the GoPro, even though the GoPro's better, is because one, this will work. I don't have to worry about it. I can count on it. And it has a tiny little external mic jack solution, which wasn't too expensive, $40. Should have been 20. But it's good. I like it. And it's very compact. I'm happy with it, kind of. Mild amounts of happiness. Just make sure you get the closest focusing distance right. It should, as close as possible. And then it falls off back there. It should be right in here. Handheld. If it's any further, you're dumb. It's no longer a vlogging cam, you freak. It'd be nice if DJI used the Pocket 2 sensor. It's slightly bigger than this one. It's not a full 1 inch. It's acceptable though. And if I'm in focus, I 100% lean towards DJI. GoPro's dead to me. The only reason that it's in my pocket is so I can bash somebody over the head with it and hopefully get some raspberries. It's my dedicated hyperlapse cam. I put it on a chest mount, go for scooter rides. It's better than this would be. If it wasn't, then I would just sell this, but I can't. It was a terrible gift, Corzine. It's the worst gift I ever had. We're on the GoPro. How's that audio? I wish I could just do that. That'd be a pretty simple solution. Huh? How fantastic is that? Just fits in a belt loop on your backpack. Are you kidding yourself? One thing I forgot to mention. It'd be so cool if we could switch lenses to a longer focal length, a double lens system. Lens Baby has these lenses with like 3 of them and you just rotate to switch to another one. Imagine we have our wide lens and a telephoto zoom that you just switch. Same sensor, one sensor, but switch. And then we got a zoom and it'd be very easy. Just flip around, oh, boom. Look at that bird. Fantastic. So which camera are you looking forward to? Are you a GoPro fanboy and just you forgive all sins? We got to stop buying these products that don't work. But we'll see. We'll see what the press conference says. As soon as I release this video, they're going to be like, oh, yeah, here's all the specs. And everything I said's irrelevant. All the specs were a lie. I get it. I suck at my job. I'm going to leave after you buy a Camera Conspiracies t-shirt. Subscribe.